Hi, it's me, Sam, and welcome again to By Hook or By Needles. As promised, I'm going to show you today how I make the half and half granny square. I've made this with a 10-ply, 4-weight or Aran weight yarn, and this one comes out to, I think, what did I work it out to be? Let me grab my tape measure again. This comes out to 13 and a half centimeters and about 5 1/4 inches. Okay, that will be relevant later. So we start, with a magic ring using our lighter color. I always start with a lighter color because the darker or the other color usually covers it a little bit better. So magic ring, chain 3, 2 and 3. Remember, this is just a simple granny square, but we're doing it in 2 different halves. So it's 3, chain 2 and 3. Third one. Now, because it is a half and half, the way I usually do it is I will chain 1 and drop that yarn. Pick up my contrast and I will grab both the dropped yarn and the tail of the new yarn together, pull it through as my second chain for the corner. Oops, I let go. Don't let go. And then I will crochet straight in to make my first double crochet of the next corner. Usually once you've done that, you can let go. And we've got 3, chain 2 and 3. Okay, pull together. Now, just chain 1, not 2, because we want to be in the middle of the corner. So I just do a single crochet to join. Okay. 3 chain, and we have to turn our work with this one, and we go back 1, 2, straight into the next corner, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2 and 3. Now I'll just pull that out for a second. Where we joined the second colour, what I tend to do is stick my pinky in that hole, because I'm going to tie a knot and I don't want the knot shrinking the hole. So wrap round once, wrap round twice, pull down and go through again, pull down to secure. And it's not going to shrink it right down because my finger is in the way. Okay. Pick up our thread again. Okay. Into this. 1, 2, 3. Now, we know we have to drop this yarn and pick up the next one because the next one's here. If the next one wasn't there, we'd have to turn and chain 3 and go back. So, oops, gotta do chain 1, I almost forgot. So, I do my chain 1 once again. I hold that firmly with my pinky, just sort of in the hand that I'm crocheting with, just so it doesn't become a huge loop. Then I pull through, just like that, to make my second chain. Then I'm ready to do, get these tails out of the way. Then I'm ready to do my 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and oops, 3. Then I can let go of the other colour. 1, 2, oh, come out. Oh, yarn bath, just what I needed during a video. Okay, there we go, sorted. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, and 3. The last 3. There is no thread here, so we know we have to go back the other way. So I chain 1, go into the top chain of the previous chain 3, pull through and make a single crochet. Chain 3, turn the work. Now, although we're turning constantly through this process, you'll find that, well, I find, when I come to joining my squares later on, I look at this first round. This is the right side, this is the wrong side. This will be important for when you're sewing in your ends, because you don't want to be sewing in your ends on the right side. You prefer to do that on the wrong side. So choose one. I mean, you might want to say, no, I prefer to have this as my right side. That's fine. Just make sure then that all your ends are sewn in on the opposite side. Otherwise, you're going to have ends sewn in on either side, and there's going to be no pretty looking side to work with. Okay, so back we go. Just 2 more into here. What I've been doing is making these 5 rounds, because I think that's a good size, especially with a 10-ply yarn. And I'll tell you why soon when we get to that stage. 2 chain. A bit of a light adjustment maybe not. I don't know. Put it down there. Is that a bit better? I don't know. Hopefully it's okay. Right, chain, no chain, sorry. 3DC in the next space. And in the next. Finally, back to the beginning. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1. Again, hold on to your old colour. We're going to be adding the new one. We do a chain 1. You don't want this to be much taller or longer than a single DC would be, or a treble if you're watching from the UK. And it will be hidden. It might look like it's not going to be hidden, but it'll be hidden, and I'll show you how it's hidden when we come around. So you can sort of see it there, but when we do the next corner in here, we make sure that the corner goes in here and not in here. That's the only way it's going to show up, is if you accidentally put one of the double crochets into this spot rather than putting the whole corner into this spot. Okay, so 3, 1, oh dear, keeps slipping out today, 2, and 3, and what I'll do is get to the end of this, and we do another colour change, and then I'll just let you finish the last couple of rounds. So we've already done 3. You'll only need 2 more after this, or you can stop here. It's entirely up to you, but I suggest 5, just because, what is it, 13.5 centimeters and 5 1/4 inches just works out to be quite a nice number. Because what we're going to try and do is make it into a Boggy Creek blanket. Okay. Two, 3. Back into the beginning. Once again, no tail here, so we know we've got to go back. Chain 1, go in to the 3rd chain of the previous round's double crochet that we made with a chain. Once again, we're just doing a single crochet rather than a slip stitch, because we don't want the end all the way over here. We'd like it more to be in the middle. And again, we turn. And we go back. I think I will leave it there, and I will come back when we are pretty much finished. Show you how we just finish off. If you have any issues or problems following along, just rewind to the last time we did a color change in a corner, or turned around, or whatever. That won't change. That'll be the same. It's the same for every round what you're doing. Yeah, so I will see you back when we have 5 rounds. Okay, here we are coming back to the last 2 sides. Just thought I'd show you this again. Now this might get a little loose because you're not actually joined it, tying a knot or anything. So if you just pull it closed, and there's where our little loose end or strip is from the previous, pulling up the yarn. So just make sure you go in there, and it pulls it to the side and hides it. So 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. Put it in your hand to keep it out of the way and taut, because you don't want it loose. Pull up. Remember, you only want to pull this up to the height of a double crochet. You don't want it too low either, because that's just going to misshapen the corner. So, just sort of pull it up so it's level with the previous double crochet. Then double crochet, and that's my cat complaining at me. I've just given them a treat, but that's not good enough. Okay, so I'll just finish these 2 sides together. You can actually cut off the white now, so that's that's out of the way. Get that out of the way and back. Now, I'll tell you why I like the 50-50. It avoids a lot of the traps that the multiple rounds give you in, you know, when you're making granny squares and you're having to change colour every round, because then you're getting, you know, you have an end to sew in for every colour. I like this because it breaks up the granny square. It gives you the colour you want, especially if you're using a variegated. This is quite a long changing variegated. If I went with a shorter one, you could almost get sort of, you know, just a few clusters of each colour, and that would make it even more sort of a rainbowy type. Whoops, sorry, just hit the camera again. Make it more of a rainbowy granny square colour. But like I say, in this way, you've only really got 4 ends. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one when we get there. And the beauty is, what you will see in a minute, is we can use these half-coloured squares to create very attractive designs for blankets, or, you know, if you're making it for a, you know, if you're making a granny square cardigan or something like that, you can use these for that. And it just gives you another dimension to, you know, creating with colour. It gives you another option than the standard sort of each colour, you know, new round, new colour. We're coming up to the end. Uh-oh, I can hear a cat chewing on my table. Okay, now we're at the end. Once again, I still only chain 1. That's just the way I do it. I'm not going to do a single crochet to close, but that slip stitch acts as a second crochet. And I always do an extra chain snip and it's closed. Now, pull the colours through the other side. What I've got here is one, just like in the good cooking shows, one I've already made earlier. Now, let me see if I can get it all. Whoops, no, wrong way. We want to go that way. Okay, we've got it all in. Now, this is one I've actually joined together. As you can see, it makes a cream diamond. Sorry, I'm moving the camera again. Got to stop doing that. It makes a cream diamond with triangles on the outside. Now, if you put that together with the opposite, you're alternating diamonds. You're going cream coloured, cream coloured. And if you go like that, it adds a lot of variance to it. Alternatively, if you don't like diamonds, just turn them around like this. And what you're giving yourself is almost like a directional blanket or whatever it is you're making, where everything's pointing in the one way. You can have 2 pointing in, like this. Really and truly, you're only limited by your imagination. I've actually sewn this one together like that because I was going to do a Boggy Creek blanket out of it. And with a Boggy Creek blanket, I want to do it like this. Now, Boggy Creek blankets, as we probably all know by now, need to be between 35 and 40 inches. I've got 4 squares here, so 4 squares gives us 21 inches. Ugh. Once it's joined, it'll probably maybe go down to 20 and a half. So it's going to be, yeah, it's too big really to do 20, 40, sorry. If we did another 4, which is 8, we'd end up with about 42 inches wide, which is too wide. But if we did another group of 2, we'd end up with basically 21 plus 10 or 11. That gives us 33. That's fine. Okay, it's a little bit under the 35, but we can put a border on it. If you make smaller squares, you might just want to go by the size of your own square, you see. This is what I was saying. I've put 5 on here because my first square was actually worked out to be 10 centimetres exact. My cat is trying to steal my off the edge of the table. Oh dear, sorry. Wondered what was going on then. Yeah, so we've got 5, well, you know, I've got about 5 inches per square, 5.5. So you just need to do a little bit of math and work it out how many squares you're going to need. If you're taking it, if you're going in this direction and you're not alternating sort of diamonds, then you can look at your size and you go, okay, that's 5.5. I think into 40 it works out to be 8 again, which once again takes it over 40. But if you did just 7 5s are 35, which gives you the minimum width, and you can just add a border. Once again, you do this, just do the same for the height. This sort of thing, you know, if you're doing this sort of design, it won't matter so much that you haven't got groups of 4 squares sewn together like I have. Okay, so it's play it by ear. Knock a round off if you like. So you can do 8 in a row so that you can have white diamond, coloured diamond, white diamond, coloured diamond. Measure it. It'll be probably 4.5. Yep, it's going to be well under the 40, but close enough to it that you can just do a simple border and get away with it. You could even do 40 by 40, depending on your, so it really depends on your gauge and on how big your half and half square comes out as to how many you're going to need for your width and how many you're going to need for your length. But I think it just, if you depend, and once again, depending on the yarn you use, it's going to be a very bright, cheery blanket for the kids at Boggy Creek. I will show you just very quickly how I join. I don't sew my pieces together. I never do. I want to get 2 pinks together. Okay. Once again, based on the centers, these are both the right sides. So 2 right sides together. And grab our hook and our yarn, slip stitch, and I go through the first or the second chain in the corner, match up with the other one, pull through, slip. Remember, this is the wrong side, so just a matter of matching up the back loops. I'm going through back, why can't I back loops only of each of these. All the way across. So when you open them up, you get a very nice, well, I think it's a nice looking join. It looks like this. On the back side, it's very neat as well. I'll keep going. Try and get this one finished just to show the full length. I think most of us know how to crochet 2 granny squares together through the back loops. And this is really good because the back loops actually sort of just stand up and out there for us. It's not difficult to find them. It's a lot easier than perhaps trying to go through both loops, because then you're sort of turning this one to try and find the second loop, and then you're doing that. And I just prefer the way it looks. I think it's much neater, more professional looking. And you can pretend you're a professional. Well, maybe you are. I'm not. So, okay, here we go. Almost there. Okay, 1 and 1. And that is it. That's very neat. I always try and match up the join with whatever colour I've used. So hence I've got lots of little balls of different colours. But it doesn't really matter. I mean, here I've just done the cream because these are the cream ones together. And it's just a matter, you can then block them if you like, or just keep joining. I often find that when you join squares together, that pretty much blocks them and gets them into shape. And then when you put your border on, that once again will straighten this edge up. What I do when I'm bordering, let me show you with this. I love doing a half double crochet. It's actually my favorite stitch, but so let's see. What I usually do for the joins is half double crochet, half double crochet. When I come to the corners like this, I'll do 1 half double crochet in the corner, then I'll do a front post through both. That draws in that corner, so you're not seeing the yarn that you've used to join. So front post. I'll show you what I mean. See how it sort of joins, pulls them together, and then you go 1 half double crochet, and you just keep going. Alternatively, you can do a front post, a double crochet if you want to do a double crochet edge, or single crochet if you want to do a single crochet edge. But I quite like the way that looks. Okay, so yeah, get making your 50/50s, join them together in a pattern or a style that you really like. Like I say, you can do that. Let's have a look. You can go like that. I mean, you really can just do anything that you fancy. You know, you can just even go completely crazy and just pull it out, join it without even caring, and then you'll end up with a really random looking, you know, no particular shape at all. But that is the way I do my 50/50 squares. Tomorrow or the next video that will be showing is the Weave It In Wednesdays. So you might like to save some of these squares for Weaving In Wednesdays. This is what's going to be coming up after that. This is knitted. This is my knitted square, half and half. I tried to make it about the same size, and it is. Get there. So it's about the same size. But you can do the same thing. But I'm just going to show you how to knit this. It starts here with a single slip knot. Then we turn that into 3, and then we increase the first stitch in each new row, not at the end of the stitch, only at the first. Change colors, and then we start decreasing. So I'll show you that in yet another video coming soon. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe, and maybe even leave a comment. Doesn't have to be anything huge or long. They all help with the algorithm, with YouTube, and hit the notification bell. You know, maybe you want someone to help you weave in your ends every week. I'm going to continue doing those. Weave it in Wednesdays or whatever day they happen to come out on, just to sort of make life a little bit more interesting, I think, when you're weaving in your edges, I hope. Okay, that's it. Thanks very much for watching once again, and I will see you all later. Thanks. Bye.